Action.
As my daughter's still playing with the games console. Hi everyone, it's Andy from Ice from the Mosh Pit here with the guys from Hawklords. Welcome.
Hello everybody.
Hello, I'm going to move round. Let's
Move round. Musical chairs.
We're going to play musical chairs again.
This
is very reminiscent of an interview I did about 6 months ago. So, looking forward to tonight?
Immensely, actually, yeah. We haven't played in Wales since last year's tour where we played in Swansea. Yeah, Swansea.
Right. So, right to the opposite side?
Kind of, yeah. We were down in the valleys.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to do the accent.
No, my name's Richards, you see, so there's some Welsh in me.
Well, there you go. My accent's turned into a mess.
Yaki da, as they say. Walking Dior.
So, are you in the middle? Are you currently on tour, or is this just a one-off for the moment?
It's one-off. First festival of the year. It's the first festival of the year.
Oh, right. Many more to come after.
Yeah, it's a few things on the cards. We're hoping to do Glastonbury. We've been invited to do that. Aid's in another band called the Bevis Frond, and you're playing Glastonbury.
We're playing Glastonbury too, yeah.
So with a bit well, we're going to try and get the two things to coincide. It would be quite good logistically and helpful because our drummer's also in the Bevis Frond.
Oh, right. Yeah. So it must keep you busy then?
Yeah. It keeps them busy.
Yeah.
When we do joint shows, though, they get paid twice.
Yeah. My favourite.
But they have to work twice as hard, so we can watch them sweat.
You can't always.
We just coast through both times.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, the good things about these festivals, obviously you get fans that'll come to you that never heard you before, that'll come to the show.
Yeah.
Like us, you have the fans that have been with you for a while.
Hundreds of years.
I was going to be polite.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We're beyond that.
We have no illusions.
Yeah.
Beyond that.
Do you find it difficult when you come to festivals, actually picking a set list, bearing in mind the back catalogue?
Yeah, in a way. Well, not really. It's just there is a lot of material to choose from. And in the last 2 years, we put out 2 brand new studio albums. We've got a new DVD in the pipeline from last year's end of tour show from Bush Hall in London. So when all these things are kind of uppermost and current in your mind, what you've been doing, what you haven't played from recent albums, and then, as you say, the immensity of the back catalogue is a bit scary. But I think what we decided to do for this one is really to make it a kind of total crowd pleaser and play stuff that people will definitely know and they will be able to get their rocks off with, interspersed with some of the stuff from the recent album. So it's a mixture of stuff.
A good mix.
Yeah.
A good mix. Yeah.
So we want people to dance and jump about and enjoy themselves and have a nice time. We're not here to promote a new album or anything. We're here to entertain people.
Yeah, which is really what festivals should be about.
Totally.
Because the amount of times you go to festivals and you're probably fed up. I don't know. You might kill me with the amount of interviews that you've been through over the years.
Yeah.
You probably get fed up of kind of going, well, we're about to promote this, that, the other. It must be nice to come to somewhere and just relax and kind of go. Just going to enjoy the whole experience.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure really. Is what we've reached a certain point in our careers where we really like the more fun we have.
Yeah.
In the songs, in the sort of set that we play and how it goes and how we feel when we play together, because we make a lot of it up in real time. It's not just the same thing every night with the same joke in the same place and the same patter. Right. We're not like that. Ron and I, we do a lot of different things where we'll scat and we will make up entire poems, conversations and stuff, and you put a load of echo and weird strange effects and whatnot behind that, and all of a sudden you've got Dada, really, because we're art school kids and we like all this stuff anyway, aside of the musical context to it all. So it's sort of stuff we do quite naturally, really, and it makes it enjoyable for us because you're not just doing the same thing every night.
That's one question I was going to ask, because with a lot of bands now, it's the practice the same set for the shows, and it's always regimented.
It's all the same, yeah.
So they'll just say we'll do the first 3 songs, and then X, Y, Z will say this, and it's just so regimented.
Yeah, we're nothing like that.
It's not. It seems to me when I used to be in a band, I'd hate that. It's something that you've got to be on stage. Even if you change it up a little bit, you've got to excite yourselves by kind of going,
You're educated. Yeah, it's like, people think when they leave school, that's it, education's over. It isn't over. Education is for life. And the same when you play musical instruments, you'll know this yourself. You never stop learning, or you try not to stop learning. You want to learn. How do you do that? How does he do that? How do they do that? How can I get this sound?
There's always some. Well, this is it, and the more you open your mind to different forms of music, the more you think, oh, maybe I can incorporate that into this sound.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's good about progressive music and being here is the amount of people we speak to. They all have different influences, different back catalogues of where they've been in previous bands, and they can bring in the elements through.
Yeah, you need disparity, right? I mean, people ask these, I'm not saying people asked us questions before, and they say, "Well, how do you get your, who would you pick to be in your band, as it were?" And I say things like, well, you want to find some people that you can work with, but you also need to find people that you sort of rub you up the wrong way as well, because, Ron and me, we don't do that. We've all known each other for a long time, But Ron picks at my stuff, and I pick at his stuff, and out of all of that, we collide and collect what we get. So you're not precious about it, because ultimately what you're trying to get at is the best art you can make for that album.
Yeah. And sometimes the fieriness can egg you on to the next level.
It makes you stop. It stops you being inside your own cocoon, because you need that. You need that influence. Because we can all sit and play and write drum patterns and program bass lines and all that. But I'm not a bass player. He's a bass player. So well, I say that. Obviously.
A dabbling.
But
we have 4 bass players in the band.
And one drummer.
And one drummer.
That's enough.
4 bass players, 1 drummer. Ideal lineup, in fact.
3 guitarists as well. I'm one.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's because you're all able to play the instruments. It must be nice knowing that you can get the rhythm section, the back line so tight, knowing that you can all have a good influence and you've got that discerning ear. So
we can have a moment in each song or where we can just go into a note, a key, and drift off and go weird.
Yeah.
We can always twist out and go weird. As long as we got the structure there in the songs and we know what we're playing, we can just go off on one, and it does happen. It's never planned. We just know, we're in that bit. Let's see what happens this time.
Now,
so it's always exciting.
Yeah.
For us.
Now, on that note, a lot of bands that have got an array of back catalogue, they find that the older material, they hit the muscle memory stage where they can sit and enjoy it. Do you like that challenge, obviously, where you can just wait, as long as you get in the right key?
We do reinterpret to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, we do a song called Uncle Sam's on Mars from way back, from the 70s. And that is really quite different now from how it was originally.
Right.
It's still got the same basis, and the lyrics are certainly still the same when Ron remembers them. But musically, fair enough.
It was Chairman Mans on Mars, wasn't it?
Starbucks.
I think. I mean, no, they do. It's good to. I think anybody who likes music, if you go and see a classical concert, right? So it's a classical program, could be absolutely anything, but it's down to the orchestra and the conductor that are interpreting that writer's. So whether it's Mozart or it's Chopin or it's Strauss, or it doesn't matter who it is. They've got the essence in the paperwork, in the dots and quavers and whatnot, and we have the essence of that. I mean, we reinterpret our own songs that we've written from the last several albums. We'll change stuff around and we'll put new bits in. And as Ron says, some nights you suddenly find you're in this wonderful space where you're all off the page, everybody's off the page, and you're no longer the guitarist or the bass or the singer or whatever. You're just a part of this sound. So you've stopped thinking about yourself in terms of a role. You're a collective part of the noise, and that's what I love. And I think we're all the same.
We're all the same. When we get there, we're all, we're here.
And it's sort of,
I love this bit.
It's an advantage for the Hawklords because there are few other bands around that do that kind of thing.
Well, I was going to say it is not necessarily a dying gas. I think it's the awareness, really, of progressive bands and the way it should be done. Because you can call yourself any sort of band, you can pigeonhole yourself into many genres.
You can, yeah, easily.
But you've got to stay true to a degree of the roots of that genre, if that's what you are.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I think you must. Your audience must hear something that that switches them on for that stuff. They will always get that from us. There's no question about that. We are in terms of being a progressive band. We are a progressive band in the sense that we go forward. Yeah. Right. Whilst we know where we have come from, our eyes are firmly fixed on the future. Yeah. And that's the undiscovered country. We do not know what the future is, and that's what makes it exciting for us, I think, really. Because we never know what we're going to come up with when we all get together and we start knocking stuff together.
That's right. It's exciting.
Yeah, because you like the edginess of when you get together. Do you still practice as much as you used to, or is it kind of
Well, individually or
You get to our age,
collectively?
you have to practice.
collectively, it's
drilled in.
difficult actually because
Just drilled in. It's just,
It's kind of drilled in. It's the way to go, but then you have to brush up a little bit on them, and then it just comes back to you.
Yeah.
But then the new bits, they kind of come from just being artistic with your instrument.
Yeah.
You get better and better as you know playing it.
we do find it difficult sometimes because we're all scattered to all four corners of the country.
yeah.
That's
From Preston down to I'm on the south coast.
Yeah.
Harveston, Preston, Coventry,
We're everywhere,
London.
literally,
So
completely.
we can't get together we talk all the time, every day.
Yeah, we are mates outside of this.
Yeah.
We're not just
What I was going to
we're
say
friends
is,
outside of the band. if you
yeah,
see
it's
what I mean.
like anyone doing a day job. You have your friends outside of work and your acquaintances that you have to. But it's nice if your friends can be doing what you do.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful job.
That's right.
I mean,
Or
absolutely.
getting paid for something that you'd happily do for nothing.
Yeah.
I hope we're getting paid today. Anyway.
Yeah, we won't go down that road.
Fingers crossed. I hope so. Yeah.
But I've told my son this many times that if he can find something that he loves doing and can make a living from,
Yeah.
you've really cracked it.
Well, that's why obviously I bring my daughter with us. Well, she's come for the first time today, and my son who's just doing his GCSEs. We keep saying the same thing. No matter what, if I don't enjoy my day job, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to go to work on a paid work and come home miserable every night going, I hate
For
that.
40 years.
That's right, for 40
Yeah.
years, because it affects your family,
Yeah.
it affects you.
No. And you want to enjoy the time when you're not doing your job, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And I think if you can instill that into your children as they grow up, hopefully we're all stubborn teenagers at one point, and we all know kind of like,
Some of us still are.
Yeah. But it's one of these. As long as they get the essence of it and they can learn from it and go, yeah, I understand now.
Absolutely.
Because jobs are difficult. I mean, you guys have seen a tremendous change in the music industry.
God, yes.
Enormous. Yeah.
I mean,
Revolution.
do
Several times.
you embrace more of the technology now?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We love the technology.
Because it's one of these. It's like with the Moogs and all the keyboards of the past and various things. The way things have progressed.
It's all good, isn't it? All the old
It depends how you use it. Technology. It really.
How you use it. Yeah.
It really is what you do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be a horrible excuse for some nitwit with minimal talent who can make an impressive sound
Yeah.
Yeah.
in their bedroom. Doesn't mean to say it's got any musical worth, but it will be an impressive sound, possibly. But that's very different from using it for good rather than evil.
Well, it's like you say, because anyone can do anything in the bedroom. They can take as much time as they want doing it.
Yeah.
But when you embrace it completely and take it out on a live show, it kind of is a completely different feel.
Yeah, and I must say, one thing I hate about the modern music business is people who are ostensibly playing live, but so obviously not.
With a backing track.
You know, no pack drill. But there are very large bands that I've seen, and you're thinking, well, I might not particularly like it, but it's an impressive sound, and then suddenly someone stops playing keyboards, goes to the mic, and the keyboards keep going.
Yeah,
And you
old
think,
trick.
Yeah, backing vocals coming out of
There's a
nowhere.
lead break, but no one's playing lead.
Yeah, and so on and so
It's
forth.
all right.
And that to me,
Well, we don't do any of that.
Mine-
Everything you hear
is
is
generated
totally live,
there.
made up in real time.
Well, I was gonna say from-
actually played.
From when you guys started, that's the way it has always been.
Yes.
Historically,
That's the
bands
alternative.
have to be able to provide the show.
Yeah, there was no alternative back then
No.
anyway.
Yeah.
We didn't have digital technology and whatnot. I think you could get a Bond Tempe back in the day, couldn't you? And a whole...
not in my
No?
back in my day.
It was the electric piano with a hold pedal on the bottom. You could press it and go on.
Well, you had Fender Rhodes. Didn't have Bond Tempe, one could only aspire.
Oh, of course.
I've got to remember I go back to Edwardian.
Oh, yeah. Silly me.
With the recent albums, did you embrace technology when they're recording it? Because it used to be a case of reel to reel, you get a nice warm. Now
we do record digitally. Yeah, it's got a load of advantages. In an ideal world, we would be recording analog.
Yeah.
But it's not an ideal world for us. You know, we work under certain limitations.
Statistically, it's too.
And so we do record digitally. But it's very handy, you know, digital editing's great, non-destructive editing, very useful for when you cock up, and in the old days, as you know, you would be splicing a tape.
Yeah, but then again, it's I've said this a couple of times, Dave, it's nice though to hear the odd bum note. You know, it's just in the back weekend, because it makes it more real.
Yeah.
Because so many people can be put on, or so many bands can be put on pedestals as if you can't do it. It's nice, it's like for me, interviewing you guys, knowing it's kind of putting the human side of things, the humility that you guys have got because you've been in the business for so long.
Sure.
People don't see that, and I think when you get it digitally done and it's so perfect and so overproduced, you lose so much with it.
There's got to be a mistake here.
Well, at the very least, the vibe you get when a band are playing together, and as you say, they could be just a minor mistake, nothing glaring, a minor mistake. But if the feel of that particular take is right, it's worth keeping with a minor imperfection. I was listening to early Bob Dylan yesterday, a track I've heard, I can't tell you, probably 100 times in my life, A Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. And for the first time ever, I noticed he makes a mistake lyrically and does a little chuckle afterwards. I've never noticed it before.
And it gives you a nice little wry smile when you think, how many times have you listened to that track and not realised? I mean, for me, it was a case of last year, I think it was, I interviewed Ugly Kid Joe from America, and it's one of those as a teenager. Their album, America's Most Wanted, was one of those that was always around for me.
Good album.
And when they did Cats in the Cradle, which wasn't meant to be performed as an album, it was meant
to be MTV, I remember it.
When I was talking to Klaus, he actually told me that they actually recorded the acoustic track and the vocals together, which they weren't supposed to. So if you bleed it all out when you listen to the vocals on its own, you can actually hear the acoustic side, and it's kind of like what a nice thing to just.
Yeah, you're layering more reality on top of reality if you do things like that. And we love all that stuff. Yeah. We love it.
So for me, I just like it. I like listening to bands tell me about how things have changed and how they keep the music and the ethos going.
The light show projectors, we have a visual thing going on.
We have a terrific light show.
Incredible.
Because that's something from me from growing up with we're like listening to Queen and watching Queen live and various things. You see the immense light show, and it's not just like you guys on the stage. You've got the light show to add the ambience to make sure
it's like a tunnel. This thing takes you into different realities almost.
Yeah,
and it's very psychedelic.
Quite.
Yeah. How's that fitting in on the stage? Because bearing in mind, knowing of have you seen the stage?
No, we haven't.
I'm very, very curious.
Oh, really?
Is it a little bijou?
No.
It's micro bijou.
Yeah. I'm just thinking from the performances that you normally are used to.
Well, we will play anywhere.
Play all sorts of places.
We do. Big venues, small venues.
Underneath Glasgow, places in the middle of nowhere.
As long as you still get to play and enjoying playing, that's the main thing.
Yeah, as long as there's a point to it, and that people, there are people there who want to have some rock and roll and want to get off their heads, you know. But I mean, you know, you can listen to our music. You don't have to take mind-expanding drugs to listen to our music. You don't have to be off your head on alcohol to listen to our music. It can help. I mean, a band might be, but
let's say elements of the band.
Elements of the band might be.
But surely it's because obviously historically it was all about the drugs, various things to get. Nowadays, most teenagers and most young kids are focused and don't open their mind, and I always say it's not a case of what you take, it's more a case of just sitting back and close your eyes when you're listening to the music, and you can actually understand more of what's going on.
Yeah, well, do you remember the days when you used to sit and listen to an album in silence from start to finish? You know, you'd get a new album.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't think people listen to that now.
Oh no.